Mom, why won't you let me watch the
Dexperience.
We wish you a Merry Dexmas.
We wish you a Merry Dexmas.
We wish you a Merry Dexmas.
And a Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas!
Oh,
Feliz
Merry
Navidad, Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah,
Christmas,
Happy
Dexters.
holidays.
Season's
Merry
greetings.
Season's greetings.
It's
Happy
Christmas
holidays.
time.
I fucking love
So
Christmas.
exciting.
Best time of year.
And what better time if it's Christmas time than to talk about
Holiday
holiday
hijinks.
Man, this episode really does some hijinks, doesn't it?
It does. It's a little
Holy
racist
shit.
as well.
Yeah.
But let's look on the
Oh,
Christmassy
yeah.
side for now.
I'm Christmas Harry.
I am Christmas elf Dennis.
I'm Logan Reindeer.
Oh,
I
that
was going to
good.
say elf, but
Oh,
I'm wearing the elf
Santa's
hat.
number one elf. And we are the Dexperience.
Yes. Well, minus
Well,
Oliver.
minus Oliver,
not,
who's gone.
not
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
No, he's not here.
Again,
Yeah.
good
Have
job.
you been doing that on purpose?
No.
Yeah, he's been. What is he doing this week? He's off stealing Christmas.
Christmas.
He's
Yeah.
the
he's
Grinch.
stealing Christmas.
The Grinch
you'll
with
learn
his-
some things about Oliver. this
You'll hear his
episode,
thoughts
which
on
is
this episode.
He's a Christmas. He's the Christmas grid.
He's a humbug.
Yeah, he
with
is.
Regular
With-
Scrooge.
Yeah.
Well, we learned that Harry's a birthday Scrooge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Harry is a
I love
birthday
Christmas,
Scrooge.
but I hate my
actually.
birthday.
Your birthday is like coming up not soon after like Christmas.
11 days after Christmas.
Yeah.
is my
So
birthday.
it's I'm really surprised because you love Christmas so much.
Yeah.
But which is basically it's the same kind of holiday, isn't it?
So instead
No.
of games, should we share Christmas like opinions?
Yeah.
So what's everybody? I've got our first question.
There
I
you
think we
go.
could all ask a question. I'm just going.
Sure.
What's everybody's favorite Christmas song?
Oh, I
You
have
can do
so
two. You
many.
can do
I have
two.
two. I have two
you wanna
actually. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
That's good.
Yuletide
I said
carols
say, not
being
sing.
sung by a choir,
got three cards,
and
Dennis.
folks dressed up like Eskimos. That one, the Christmas song. It's called the Christmas song.
By Bing Crosby, yeah.
Yeah, and the next one is
The guy who hits his kids.
Have yourself a merry
Also
little
Bing Crosby.
Christmas.
You like your
Let
slow
your
ones.
heart be light.
From
From
now
now
on.
on. It's like I like that song because it's actually like really depressing.
Yeah.
It's about like
That's what a good
it's
Christmas
about, like,
song should be.
oh,
baby, it's called.
making your way through Christmas even though it's like a terrible time. Like yeah, and it's about just like making the most of it, which I think is like what Christmas is. It's either the hottest or the coldest part of the year. And
Yeah.
We have it really hot.
Yeah.
Harry doesn't.
Yeah,
like
we'll talk about that.
yeah.
I can give you a top 5.
Really?
Because I really
that
like
wasn't
Christmas.
the prompt, but okay.
I'm one of those freaks who can listen to Christmas music all year round.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
so-
I will put on Buble like
Well,
whenever.
I don't do it because when I was like 10, we were on the way to my sister's netball game, and me and my twin brother were singing a Christmas song in the car, and she's like, "Don't you know it's bad luck to sing Christmas songs when it's not Christmas?"
What? I feel like that's a thing that
Aw.
parents tell their kids
Yeah,
because
but
they just don't want to hear
That's
like.
just what Dallas said to it because she didn't want to hear
yeah.
it.
number 5 would be Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." Number 4 will
want
be.
a lot for Christmas.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just
Number-
giving in case
no-
they don't know what it is.
Number 4 for me would be Michael Bublé's version of Jingle Bells.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. I don't know how he does it.
Number 3 is Fairy Tale in New York by the Pogues.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Sing it for
It's
us.
the Irish one. It's the one that's barely legible.
Oh, it's the
that
one where they're in the bar and it's
Yeah,
like, and
it's
he
really-
had a beer
yeah,
in
it's
the
really
drink of fall.
depressing.
It's
Yeah.
in the.
Number-
Is that the one that's in the Gavin and Stacey?
Yeah, and the latest Christmas
Okay,
special.
cool.
Number 2 would be classic "Do They Know It's Christmas" by Band Aid.
Do they know it's Christmas
Interesting.
time at
And then number
all?
1, hands down, always is "Driving Home for Christmas" by Chris Rea.
You like that song?
It's my favorite Christmas
Wait,
song.
is that
I
the-
don't like that.
Wait, is that the Texan country one?
Driving
Yeah, it's
Home
like
for
crunchy-
Christmas.
crunchy-ish.
Yeah. Actually, I want to replace Michael Bublé's one with one I forgot. So number 4 actually is "Merry Christmas, Everyone" by Shakin' Stevens, because he's a hometown Welsh legend.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot about it, so I feel really
Okay.
sad.
My-
But yeah, "I Drive Home for Christmas" is my favorite Christmas song.
That's like if I had
And
to
yet you
pick
don't
one
have-
Christmas song I didn't like.
No,
It would
not
probably-
even all the crappy religious ones.
Like,
Maybe
what
just-
about Grandma Got Run Over by a
That
Reindeer?
is
Grandma
my. That
got
I was about to
run
say
over
number
by
one
a
choice
reindeer.
What?
is
No.
Grandma Got Ran Over by
What?
a
And you don't like Christmas?
you that's your favorite one?
Get
It's
outta
funny
here.
as
No.
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Ah.
I listened to it. That was on a Christmas CD, and I thought it was like I thought it was like a Weird Al. I was really into Weird Al at the time, so that's probably why I enjoyed it.
Why didn't you grow your hair out like Weird Al?
Well, then I'll be copying Harry's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that.
And so that's number one, and I had to pick a second one. Ooh, it'll probably be just
This is riveting stuff.
like
Yeah.
a jingle bell rock.
Oh,
maybe.
Jingle Bell Rock
Jingle
is
bell, jingle bell, jingle
We had
bell.
a Santa growing
Oh.
up, a little Santa toy that you pressed his hand, and he just moved his hand side to side and swiveled his foot, and he sang that song.
That kind of leads into my question. What is your favorite Christmas memory?
Oh. Yeah, mine probably is putting the batteries in that Santa guy, because that's when it was like a week before Christmas.
Oh, bless. You go. So I have too many, so I'm trying to narrow it down.
Oh my gosh. Like, I think, well, it was probably spending Christmas at Logan's.
That's lovely.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Like,
Do you want to
'cause,
say
like,
the story?
I wasn't gonna do Christmas last year, just because like don't usually do stuff for Christmas.
Mhm.
So I was just gonna be like a Christmas orphan, and then like Logan was like, "Oh, you should come up," and so we drove up to Auckland, which is like a 6-hour drive,
7-ish, yeah.
7-hour
Yeah.
drive. And yeah, we kind of just Christmas Day was really like lovely. Like I felt so glad to have been invited and being.
And you're
part
going
of
again
it.
this year.
I am going again this
Part
year.
Family
They're
days.
not sick of me yet,
Yeah.
but we'll see what I do this year.
I think for me, similar to your Santa Claus toy one, there was this little Jack Frost toy we had. But as a child, like a very young kid, like 4 or 5, my nan used to sing the song, and it would just get me so happy. And I don't know why. So every time she would sing that song, that'd probably be my favorite Christmas memory.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Mm.
Yeah.
My Christmas question is, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, again, there's too many. Oh,
That's a good
mate.
one.
Man,
See,
I really like Christmas. Elf.
Elf. Oh
Elf,
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Like, since Harry said Elf, that took it off my list. I would go Elf would be number one as well, but I would also go the first 2 Santa Claus movies of Tim
With
Allen.
Tim
Really?
The
Yeah.
first one is actually like
the first
pretty-
one's good.
Oh,
yeah.
and Home Alone's also really
Home
good.
Alone is a great Christmas movie. Also, It's a Wonderful Life is nice.
I've never actually seen.
From
I
the
haven't
40s.
seen that
it's,
either.
it's beautiful.
It's like
What's yours, Dennis?
it's not necessarily a Christmas movie, but I probably would put it on around Christmas. Is Frozen,
Oh,
Okay.
because
yeah.
it's like
It's cold.
snowy and cold,
Die
and
Hard's
it's
also
about
a good Christmas
family.
movie.
Die Hard is a good Christmas movie.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Fucker.
We can't
I'll do it
swear.
for you. It's fine.
And there's a snowman that comes to life.
Fucker. Oh, Jack Frost. That's a good movie as
yeah.
well.
Really?
Yeah,
With
there's a
Michael Caine.
No. There's a Jack Frost
Okay.
movie with I forget who the actor is.
Oh,
but...
the one about the ancients, Rise
no,
of the Guardians.
No, it's
I didn't
no,
like
no,
Rise of the
no.
Guardians.
It's a dad. It's a single dad, and he like dies or something, and the
Yeah,
spirit
that's Michael
becomes
Caine.
Jack Frost.
That's Michael Caine.
I don't know. It's Michael Caine.
Oh, Muppets Christmas Carol's Michael
Oh
Caine.
yeah. Oh, Christmas Carol. That's so
Christmas
good.
Carol's Michael Caine.
Christmas Carols.
Yeah, is he in that
Miracle
as
on
well?
34th Street's awesome. There's so many good Christmas movies.
There he is.
Love Actually.
Love Actually is amazing.
Yeah. Although, like, if you think about it and like really like break down, it's like a lot of it is kind of weird.
Yeah, the
is
one
a
that
weird
the one that gets me is like no.
The
don't worry about
cheating
it.
father
Yeah, that was the
that
one.
she
Yeah, with that
decides
one
to stay
Rickman
with.
egg. Yeah,
Severus Snape.
yeah. He's dead now. Rip.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Alan Rickman died years ago.
There's a quarter of almost every Harry Potter movie that's set in Christmas time. So, so
Christmas is a wonderful time of the year,
It's
and
a one-
unfortunately, it's going to be hard for most families this year.
yeah.
With of course, the year we had. But have a Merry Christmas wherever you are. If that's
Yeah.
by yourself, or if you're with family, or with friends.
Yeah,
You know,
Merry
have a great
Christmas, Dexters.
Yeah.
Or happy
I
holidays.
Or happy holidays.
hope everyone's having keeping themselves in as good shape as they can.
Now, can I talk about how much I hate summer Christmas?
What?
What? I
Okay.
can't. As someone who's only ever had summer Christmas,
Yeah. There we go.
I love it.
That'll be why. So
it.
for Dexters that will probably know, but will may not know, I am European. I am from Wales, so the first half of all my Christmases were cold winter Christmases. Especially the last one I had before I moved to New Zealand. I had a white Christmas for my last Christmas.
Well, that's
and
a
then
bit
about
racist.
about 2 or 3. That means it snowed on
I
Christmas
know,
Day.
I know.
Then about 3 weeks later, I moved to New Zealand and then got sunburned instantly. So I've always kind of hated the summer, mainly
See,
because of that.
White Christmases have been they're too mainstream, So,
No,
I feel like,
It's
all the
right.
movies, that's what makes Christmas good.
that's what makes it right.
but like, we don't have white Christmases, but we have wet Christmases in Wellington.
That's good enough for me. If it rains on Christmas Day, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happier than I am when
I've
I'm
never
out,
been in
when I'm
Wellington
forced
for
to be on the
Christmas.
beach.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's so different. And yeah, you look from the mainstream point of perspective. Every Christmas media is a winter Christmas. It's never a summer Christmas. And it's just it's
Christmas
it's
is where the family is.
it's just you're not wrong.
Oh.
But it just feels right because when my brain thinks Christmas and when probably 3/4 of the world brain thinks Christmas, it is snowing, it is fires, it's hot chocolates, it's chestnuts, it's all this wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But here, for some reason, it's barbecues on a beach.
It's shorts, t-shirt, and like a cold
That's
drink.
crazy.
Yeah, but it's like family barbecue. I would argue that it's more fun, like from a practicality point of view.
But that's because
Yeah,
you haven't
right.
experienced a winter Christmas yourself as well.
Yeah, I suppose. I
Yeah.
mean, I have been to cold places. Like I grew up in Sydney, where
Sydney.
When it just reached 40 degrees.
where it's like a Christmas summer in Sydney. You literally can't go out either.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like just too hot. And it's like I guess the idea of Christmas started partly as well. It's like to get people to shelter in place during like the coldest part of the year, and to kind of just be merry during like when it's the worst time of the year in terms of
Have a good day.
cold.
It's yeah. And I guess that kind of works for a hot day as well. If it's too hot like it is in Sydney,
Yeah.
get inside,
same
stick some
zone.
AC on, please.
That's why I
Don't
do
die.
like Wellington, because even on the hottest day, it's just nice. It's not like
Yeah, you're not
overly.
wrong.
I miss the heat. I like the heat.
I can't. I
like going
can't
to
do
the
the
beach.
heat.
It was too
being
hot.
able
I
to
guess
swim.
get sweaty and
Yeah.
sticky.
I agree. But Christmas is wonderful. And now let's talk about Pokemon Christmas.
It's a
I guess
Pokemon Christmas of the
The
year.
holiday hijinks. I think maybe just we should.
Well, we should talk
Oliver's
about the
got-
history of the episode.
Oliver's got
for
a little
bit.
note.
Well, we should listen to all
And
this.
I think so that we don't just keep bringing it up throughout the whole episode. You might as well get the elephant in the room of the episode.
The
is
the
the
elephant in
Santa
blackface.
Claus
out
is
of
real.
it.
Jinx is very racist in this
Yes.
episode.
Well, yeah. So this episode predominantly features Jynx,
Mhm.
And this is back when Jynx's main model was black.
and like
with big lips.
I guess you could argue that it was quite ignorant.
Yes. We when I watched this, I watched it with the flatmates, and we had a back and forth about this. Me and Oliver, I don't know if Oliver mentioned this. We both believe it wasn't intentional, but they should have known.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or sometimes I will say that Japan itself, especially probably in the 90s and
yeah,
80s,
dude.
it was a monoculture. So like if they see like maybe a racist depiction of a Japanese person, they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like we have such a vast wealth of Japanese representation that it's not really offensive to us as a society."
Hmm.
And so like for example, when Katy Perry wore a kimono to an awards show, and people in Japan were like, "Oh, it's cool. She's celebrating the culture," and not maybe realizing some of the appropriative elements of it. And so, and I think that it's just like that kind of cross-cultural divide, like, as well as that it's like Jynx is quite like, it's an interesting depiction of maybe certain elements that have been seen in media beforehand in terms of like black skin, white dot pinprick eyes with big bulbous lips.
Popo from Dragon Ball Z.
Popo, that that
Yeah.
kind of gollywog kind of aesthetic.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's what they're called. I was
Yeah,
trying to remember what they were
gollywogs,
called.
And like it is like that depiction is racist, and like whether it was like parallel thinking or just
Yeah.
inspiration from that is still like it's still not great.
I don't know this for sure, but was like minstrel art a thing in Japan?
Oh,
Like,
yes. I will
was?
say
Yeah.
yes, because like let's say if there were like black American stars like Beyonce or like Denzel Washington or stuff, and sometimes they would do like skits where they do they did
Okay.
don blackface even in modern times,
Yeah.
and like to them they didn't realize maybe how offensive.
Exactly. There's a whole different culture.
And so like I guess while you could say that it was done in ignorance, it still is quite offensive.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
And
I guess the good thing is that they realized they were ignorant and
Oh,
redesigned
totally.
Jinx.
Yeah.
well, they kind of just repainted it, but of course it's still kind of, you know, like
Well, like the
history
whole
of it's not
thing with
great.
Jinx, right? Is the story we have is that it was Harajuku.
yeah, the
fashion.
Genguru.
Yeah.
Genguro, that tan skin,
Mhm.
blonde hair, big like
Accentuated
lips.
features and stuff.
Although then they could have, I don't know why they didn't make Jinx brown. all those.
Exactly. But they eventually changed the skin color to purple. I say eventually, it was incredibly quick. They changed the skin color to purple, and they banned this episode.
Well, yeah, in Gold and Silver was when
Yeah.
they changed Jinx's skin color for international releases.
I think they may
was
have
still
changed
black in
I
Japan.
think they may have changed it earlier on Pokemon cards as well,
yeah,
or they
quite
probably just
possibly.
avoided printing.
And like this was because it was written, especially the depiction of Jinx was written in like an opinion article on like I can't remember exactly the news. Someone wrote an opinionated article about that depiction and it going traction and stuff.
Ah.
And it is like
That's good.
it was like, I guess it is like, you know, in people that are maybe the majority or people don't realize how offensive they're being or how
Yeah.
minimizing they're being when they do these kinds of depictions, like people that maybe like they're, you know, trans jokes were quite prominent as well in the 90s and early 2000s, like Friends did some,
Yeah.
Seinfeld did some, like these really like popular shows, and
Like a lot of homophobia.
yeah, and it was just like, you know, it was just like the du jour of the time to kind of play with that. And
it's good that now we can recognize that as wrong.
Yeah.
So it's nice that we're on evolution, which is good. So,
Well, yeah, we've had this argument before
Yeah.
about like whether or not things like this should still be banned or not.
No. Yeah.
Because like it's good to recognize, like to see this, to know that you shouldn't do that.
yeah,
exactly.
it's like, you know, Whoopi Goldberg being like, yes, so they were opinions at the time, and to like not show them is to say that they never happened.
Yeah.
Like it's sometimes it's good to acknowledge that these things were happening.
It's-
Of course, this episode itself is banned from circulation.
Yeah.
We had to like look it up online and
Well, I actually have it on DVD box
do
set.
you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But
Which
it
is
has
crazy,
since
yeah.
been like taken off
It's
of
off circulation.
like off of Netflix, and I think the Pokemon website doesn't really
But it
Yeah.
show it.
It was actually
It's
it's on an
very
entirely
easy to
different
find out.
season on the DVDs.
Is this actually? I have a question, just unrelated to it. Was this released way later than the episodes
This
that we're on?
okay,
right now?
so just to clarify, this episode was released as a special with Snow Way Out for around the Christmas season. I think it was in production alongside the Porygon episode, but once the Porygon episode got aired, they went on a long hiatus,
Yeah.
and I think they showed this episode and Snow Way Out as like a Christmas special.
but it was
but-
like it's around the same era that we're watching right now.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
chronologically
It's pretty much where we are right now, or not
because
far
some of
off.
the
yeah.
fighting and stuff, like I just thought some of the animation was way better.
Really? Oh yeah.
There was something. I hope I
It
wrote
was like,
down.
you know, the rainbow around
Yeah.
Lapras.
Yeah.
Something happened, and I was like, "This seems like way more like better."
there's-
than
there's
something about it.
I can't say anything without spoiling.
It was,
yeah,
I think, well, yeah, it's like partly because they
Yeah.
were trying to, maybe they had more time to spend on the episode because of the hiatus as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it is Christmassy, so they were probably thinking,
Yeah.
oh, this will air every Christmas. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case because of.
There's Snow Way Out. Yeah, at Christmas time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably would say that gets aired more.
it's not, but it's not a
It's not.
a Christmas
but
episode.
It's.
But
I love that episode.
it's a good
Though.
episode.
It really like sticks
Yeah.
out for me as like an episode. We
It's
should
good
do that when we come back because it's
Um,
like Christmassy.
yeah.
As well.
But I guess we might touch more on Jynx throughout the episode, but
Yeah.
we'll say no. Of course, we don't.
I do like Jynx as a character. Like,
No, the character's good, but I mean the
Jynx
I mean
is
the
terrifying, yeah, it's like
the
a-
blackface bit in general.
Yeah.
Of course we don't. Of course we condone it.
no.
But
But
we-
as well as that, it's like certain levels of bad optics to have Jinx take the place of elves, which are subservient to Santa
Right.
Claus.
Yeah. I
Yep.
thought Jynx, just Jynx is a scary
It's
Pokemon
freaky.
It-
Yeah.
because it's so
Yeah.
humanoid.
Yeah.
I-
It is
and
the
I-
humanoid Pokemon. That's
Here's
his
a
Pokedex title.
thought for you. Because it's so humanoid, do you think some trainers have had?
Oh. Probably. Maybe.
Friend of the show, Lorenz, who would have been on a few episodes ago, has a theory about Jynx, and that it's a spirit that has possessed a dress and a wig.
Oh.
And
Like a
that's
ghastly or something.
Yeah, like a ghastly. And
Ghastly.
that was like
That's why it's
that
a
was,
void.
I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think that was like a reasoning around the time as to why Jynx was in blackface.
Yeah.
Because that is like a ghost spirit.
Because it is because of the
Yeah.
sprites. It is quite like ambiguous about like whether it's a void or shadow or
Yeah,
skin.
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Interesting.
that's the whole blackface saga.
I am quite disappointed because like I think all this controversy around Jynx has prevented it from getting like an evolution or.
They did get Smoochum. They got a pre-evolution.
Oh yeah, but that was like just on the cusp of that controversy as well. Like it was like that came out just before it became like fully known that it was like a really racist thing. Like the Japanese version, Jynx was still in blackface,
Oh, okay.
and then they changed it to purple for international releases.
Okay.
Because
Interesting.
Jynx was originally like one of maybe
Three.
the Electabuzz,
Yeah, Electabuzz,
Magmar,
line.
and
Yeah.
maybe, but now it's been more with the Mr. Mime line, and Mr. Mime got an evolution recently in its
Well, the
Galarian form.
did, yeah.
And like I feel like people are just too afraid to touch Jynx now because like it's held under such scrutiny. But again,
I'm pretty
Well,
sure
it's a bit like
not,
Porygon, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not featured in the episodes after this.
I think it comes back, but those episodes are banned as well, like once or twice.
For the same reason.
You know what we didn't talk about in Pokemon News is Kadabra coming back for the
Oh
trading
yeah,
card.
I saw that. They're finally letting him come back. That's
Yeah,
pretty
well,
cool.
Yuri Geller,
Geller's been like, sorry guys, I was a dick.
Yeah.
Have Kadabra back for your cards.
which is like kind of I
That's
guess
cool.
good.
That's really good. Yeah.
So yeah, like I think what Jinx's prehensile hair in this episode was quite alarming.
Mm.
How it could just kind of move it around like
I
tentacles
just
or
didn't
something.
like. It just scared me.
Yeah. Should we hop into the
Yeah.
episode now?
Should we
Well,
hear Oliver's
should we hear
thought?
Oliver
Oh,
So-
no!
Oliver's a bit of a Christmas
See,
Grinch.
all of us, because looking past Jinx, this
Yeah.
is an enjoyable episode.
It's
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
This is a fun.
It's a good Christmas episode.
It's like heavily focused on Jesse's kind of point of view as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
which
we
I
get
quite
some
enjoyed.
backstory for Jesse.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong. It's hard. It's
And
hard to watch, but it's a good episode.
And it plays around with that idea of like, Jesse's gonna get like a well, I don't know. Well, Jesse's gonna get like a Doctor Scrooge, Scrooge McDuck. No wait,
Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge. She's gonna get like an Ebenezer Scrooge kind of thing where she believes in Christmas and turns face, but no, she
We'll
doesn't.
see.
She,
She just doesn't
she just
wanna-
keeps going.
I respect it.
Uh,
Let's hear the
okay.
Fool's version.
He did not enjoy this
He didn't
episode.
enjoy this
Apparently, that's
episode.
what we've heard.
When I was watching it with him, he was talking through it the entire time. Kind of ruined it for me.
Okay, here we
I
go.
actually had to rewatch it last night. Re-get my thoughts on it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready for Twee.
Sorry, not last night.
Hey there,
today.
Dexters. It's Oliver, and
Boo.
unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the recording for the Christmas special this week. So I hope everyone's, having a good holiday and enjoying some time off, hopefully. But anyway, I thought I would chime in with some thoughts and feelings I had on the episode Holiday High Jinx. Haha, get it? Because it's a high jinx, but there's
Yes,
a
we
little
get it,
bit of
Oliver.
You can't make jokes.
You're really funny.
a little bit of wordplay for you there.
It's shit.
Not
to
even your wordplay.
So just as an overall kind of perspective,
He's
on this
trying.
episode,
Is he?
it's insane. I thought it was so loony and out there seeing this acknowledgement of Santa Claus in the Pokemon universe. It kind of really threw me off a lot and put me in this kind of state where throughout the episode I was judging everything quite harshly.
Yeah,
I'll be
you
honest.
were.
I was watching it with Harry, and Harry he says this is one of his favorite episodes, and he was really
Oh,
enjoying
no.
it.
It's not one of my
And I was
favorite
kinda just
episodes.
sitting next to him,
The fuck?
poking holes and everything, and kind of ruining his fun. So Harry, I would like to apologize for
Nah,
that.
fuck you.
However, that's just the nature of the game. So I'm not going to summarize the episode or anything, because I assume these kiddies will be doing that. So I'm just going to point out some things I liked in the episode, some things maybe I didn't like.
It's 5
But,
minutes.
mostly with a light-hearted tone, because this is the festive season. So, first off, it was really cool to see Jesse as a kid. that was quite nice. I
Yeah,
thought.
cute. This is the
While,
first time
it's
we've
not like
seen
any
just
heavy
his...
Do we see them
backstory or
again?
anything.
That's good.
It was
Fun.
just kind of nice to acknowledge these characters as like people, and that they age and have history and such. So that was really nice. And one thing that sticks out to me quite heavily in this episode is when Lapras appears. Because Lapras is I wouldn't say one of my favorite Pokemon, but it's definitely like it's a Pokemon I enjoy. It's a Pokemon I think is like really well designed, and I really like it. The monitor just switched off. Oh no! I don't know if this
Oh
is
no, he's
recording
becoming
or
a
not. It is.
robot.
Okay,
Oh,
hi.
whoa.
Just ignore that. Haha, Dennis, your monitor switched off. Bad, Dennis, bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
Save
no.
it
as I was
later,
saying,
Dennis?
Yeah, I have to edit this. I'll clean
speaks
it up.
in this episode. It speaks telepathically with
Oh.
Ash and gang, and the voice as well is not excellent. I thought it sounded a bit off, which was very
Lapras's
odd
voice?
to me
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I know
Lapras'
Lapras is not a psychic type; it is a water ice type.
Oh
So you
yeah.
don't think of it as having those powers. So when it spoke like that telepathically, I was very like, ugh. I was taken aback. It didn't feel
I
right
thought it was
to me.
Jynx talking.
I'd be interested to know.
Oh,
if that
no, it was
happens at any
Lapras.
other
Yeah, I know,
time
I
in
know,
the
I know it was
series.
Lapras, but like when I first thought it,
Whether that is a thing, because I do believe Lapras can.
I remember
learn,
this because it was like
some
a sea
psychic
vagina
abilities.
opening up from the
But yeah,
bottom.
it was just a bit odd to see. The aesthetic of this episode was very lovely. I'd say, obviously, I kind of, even though I've never lived it myself, I really enjoy the kind of winter aesthetic that other countries, mostly European countries, get to enjoy when it's snowing a lot. Because we don't really get that.
Damn
here in New
right.
Zealand.
Yeah.
That's okay. But yeah, I really enjoy that aesthetic, and we got to see that a lot. We got to see these kind of nice ice structures quite a lot around the place, which was really cool. Especially when we got to see the man himself, Santa Claus. That area where he lived with his workshop was awesome. That was really cool.
was like,
and also just seeing Santa was just
was
like,
like-
what? It was
like
throwing me off.
justice.
It was I didn't like it personally, but I imagine if I was a 6-year-old child, I would have loved it. So I think that's just an age thing, and that's perfectly okay. Just wasn't my cup of tea.
But Oliver loves
And one
Adventure
thing
Time,
as well,
where the president of
interesting to me was
Mars
when,
is Abraham
Lapras
Lincoln.
is-
He also enjoys
Lapras,
Fortnite
no,
a lot
they're using
as
their
well.
water type Pokemon to get to the North Pole. Which region is the North Pole? I think that's an interesting discussion type, whether there could be a region that is like predominantly kind of icy and snowy.
The Crown Tundra.
But they're using their water type Pokemon
Oh,
to
yeah,
swim them out
yeah,
to
there you
the
go.
North Pole, and then they get tired, so then Ash starts swimming to the North Pole.
There's no
I thought it was
polar bear
really
Pokemon.
odd how we didn't see Misty
That's it.
swimming, because Misty is a swimmer and she's a water type
That's
gym
it.
leader.
Oh yeah.
You guys just hear his Misty
so you would
point?
think she would be
What'd
a
he say?
far
Why didn't
superior
Misty
swimmer
swim?
than Ash, probably.
Because she's
that's okay.
smart. She wouldn't want to do that.
I also had a lot of questions about Jynx this episode, as in like what is the Pokemon Jynx? Like they said, I think the Pokedex says Jynx is like a human-like Pokemon or like a human-appearing Pokemon.
Humanoid, I think.
Something
they
about
said.
like its appearance looks like a human, and it's really odd, like because it's an ice psychic type. I get the psychic, but now that I think about it, how is it an ice type at all? How
Because
is
it's
it
Santa's
body
owl.
ice? I don't understand. I was a bit confused, even though it lives in icy climates. Like that doesn't necessarily make it an ice type.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it
and then,
would.
I was
Jinx is,
like
like,
looking at
very
Jinx's
cold.
hair, and I was like,
Water
what have you
Pokemon
got cut
are
off
water
with the
types
hair?
because
Like,
they live in
and
water.
then the clothes it wears, it was just really a bit odd. It was obviously I've been a Pokemon fan since forever.
Is that the
and
clothes are
I've always
skin,
thought Jinx
right?
was a little weird, but it
Is that
wasn't
right?
until I
Yeah, I
watched
think
this
so. It's
where
like
I really had
Machamp
to
has his
confront that
pants.
Yeah,
and
like
really think about
Throw
it.
and Sock have.
So yeah, a lot
Cardio.
of different things in this
Yeah.
episode which made me a little off-putting. However, overall, I think they did an excellent job of selling the aesthetic of kind of the holiday spirit and festivity. And it was really lovely.
He
I would say
learned.
overall, like that
He
aesthetic
did learn.
make
Yeah.
me enjoy it, and the story as well was really nice.
So he was ripping
that
out.
wasn't too
He was
bad.
ripping out, but not for the camera.
Got her childhood toy back. after
He
she
was
fought
like- he was
But
just-
to be fair, Dennis did have to tell him before
that
he
was the
recorded
case.
that it
So,
was to
speaking
be
of that, the unsung
lighthearted.
hero of this week actually goes to
Oh yeah.
Jessie.
I was like, it's for
because
Christmas.
Jessie saw a Jynx as a child, and she thought it was Santa stealing her toys.
Oh, yeah, that's
quite
right.
traumatic. That's not fun. Imagine going your whole childhood being like, Santa stole from me. Like that would be pretty awful. It would fully like shatter your image of this like amazing, joyous being. That is kind of the idea of Santa. Yeah. So yeah, I already said my overall thoughts. Yeah.
See,
But it was,
finish.
I think it did a good job being a
still
holiday
here?
episode, which is what it was meant to be. So thank you to Dennis, Logan, and Harry for letting me chime in with some thoughts. Sorry I cannot be there. Sorry for you Dexters that I can't be there. But nevertheless, I'd like to wish
don't miss you,
everyone
Robots.
happiest of holidays.
Oh, they
and,
miss them.
As
We
we
miss
leave the
you,
year 2020 and
Oliver.
go to 2021. Hope everyone has a lovely New Year's as well. And to the gang, to Logan, Dennis, and Harry, keep your head held up high, Kings. See you later, Dexters. Bye.
We're the unsung
Oh.
heroes.
Do you know?
Oh, we didn't give
I
an
just want to
unsung
say,
hero
in
for
this
last time.
episode and in the last episode, Oliver said my name first. So
Well, because you've known each other for how
so
long?
I'm the favorite. I'm just saying.
Oliver had another point that he was actually too afraid to bring up that I'm going to bring up.
Oh,
for him.
okay.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
We all know the Shane Dawson controversy.
Yes,
How Shane
No.
Dawson is
he like had
Then-
donned blackface
many
and humped a
blackface.
picture of Willow Smith,
Yeah,
like a prepubescent Willow
Oliver was
Smith.
like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure
As a joke.
Jynx is Shane Dawson's favorite Pokemon."
Oh.
And I was like, "Well, make sure you say it in your wrap up." He was like, "No, I'm too afraid." But you said it now, Oliver.
You outed him.
I
I
outed you. That's
I
what
also-
you get for talking during the episode.
I also think about the optics of Jynx breaking into a home and stealing something.
Yeah,
It's
so
quite
the episode
problematic.
starts.
Well, that's how it starts. Eh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it starts with
let's
like
go
this
for it.
house on the very nightmare
beautiful.
before Christmassy type
Yeah.
vibe. And we go into a little girl playing with her doll, waiting for Santa, and it's Jessie, and she like waiting for Santa, and it's getting late, and she like basically punches her doll
She
because
throws
she's
it against the wall because
yeah,
she's,
'cause
like,
she's
"Where's Santa?"
impatient.
Yeah.
yeah. And then this Jynx comes down the chimney
Yeah.
and steals
Takes the doll.
and Jessie's like
Yeah.
loses her doll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
quite
which the
tragic
reasoning
backstory.
for that, I'm not sure I agree with.
I
But
I want to talk about the doll actually.
yeah.
It's very refreshing to have a young girl not have a very girly doll.
Oh yeah.
It was
Looked like a
it was like
kung
a action man
fu-y
type of
action-
action figure,
Yeah,
and I
Yeah.
really dug that.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
It kind of maybe it shows Jesse's more rougher and tougher exterior because of that.
Mm.
I'm not sure, but it was nice for. It was just really good.
Well,
Yeah.
because if it was Misty, they probably would have
It would've
given
been a very
her
girly
like a
doll.
girly
Yeah.
doll. Yeah. But yeah, so in the modern day now, the real
Yeah,
story.
well, Jesse thinks Santa Claus is a jinx.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're trying to catch Santa Claus, so they test out a trap on James,
Dressed as Santa
and they catch. It works on James, so
In
of
the-
course it's going to work on Santa.
in the same room. In
Yeah, it is the
house.
same. Yeah, they sleep in the same room,
in
in
the
the
same
same
house.
Oh, I should mention that the version we watched online,
Yeah.
they cut out the before the title secret thing where it like establishes that Ash, Misty, and Brock are like on this tropical beach, and they come.
something it's cut out.
Yeah,
Yes,
they come across.
There's also on
Jinx.
the DVDs as well. That's actually not in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh no! Oh, when they come across a Jinx. Oh no! Yeah.
No,
that's
that
there.
like where they're just about to come across the Jinx, and then it goes title, and then it goes to Jesse, and then it
yes.
goes to.
No, that's
Jinx
not like done on the DVDs as well. It
Really?
opens up with Jesse.
So it just has them, and then suddenly the trio.
I found
Oh,
that.
we're in the
I
tropical
found
island.
that
It was very jarring.
because it's like nice Christmassy thing, and then it's like boom.
You're in the beach.
You're in the
Yeah.
beach.
It was a
And
really
these,
bizarre
like-
cut. Yeah.
And actually, I think this is the first episode where Ash doesn't do the title card.
Oh, who does Jesse?
Jesse does the title
Oh,
card.
well, I guess it is her story,
Yeah.
so that's
it is
fun.
it is a story about Jesse.
She's like the Scrooge of the story.
Well, for her, like Santa, like basically screwed her over as a child.
Yeah, Scrooge her over.
Yeah, and it set her on the path towards crime.
Yeah.
So there you go. Don't believe in Santa Claus. He's-
When did you guys stop believing in Santa Claus?
Very early on. I was having a discussion about this with Oliver as well. When I eventually have a family, I'm guaranteeing them that Santa is not real from the get go.
Really?
Yeah.
The
I probably
mystique
would
is
do that
nice,
as well.
but
But it's so magical.
I don't want to have some mythical dude take all my credit for working so hard
Yeah.
to provide such a
I
lovely
guess,
day
but
for them.
I guess what they say is like something they've been saying recently is that Santa gets you like your socks or your undies, but like a more like maybe nicer thing is from.
I suppose it's
I
true.
think
parents.
I think what I would do if I had children was kind of share with them the magic of reality.
Yeah, you could
Because, like-
do the Christmas magic without Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
Because I think
But like,
I-
you only
I
get
just
to
got-
believe in Santa for so long.
I read a Reddit thread where this couple were like basically tricking the child into thinking that they were gonna go to Hogwarts.
It's pretty funny.
So they like get like letters, or they'll like get wand
Give 'em an
lessons
owl.
and stuff, and they just get letters saying,
my God.
and then like, and then I was like, what happens when they turn 11 and they can't go to Hogwarts?
Exactly.
It's like you just, but like making them believe that magic is real, and then like just taking that from that.
Mm.
I feel like that would just like wreck a little child's mind.
I guess, but like, but you don't. When I found out that Santa wasn't real, it didn't destroy.
I was
you.
disappointed.
I was upset. And
I
disappointed.
was like, because we still get presents from Santa. Like, even mum and dad just do it as a joke.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like a nice like, because you then like you appreciate the fact that your parents went to all that effort for you.
Yeah, well,
It's like
the
another
thing
way
is,
to-
my parents never went to that effort for Christmas.
Right.
So, like, one time I convinced my mom, because I grew up with only my mom, because it was just us two, to get us a tree, and then, like, we decorated it with tinsel and fairy lights and stuff, and then, like, I woke up on Christmas Day, I was like, fingers crossed I get a present, and there was no present. I was like, Santa's not real. That was the day I realized Santa's not real.
That's hard.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
I've been a good boy.
I think for me it was like the school playground talk, like, yo, you know that Santa's not real.
Oh no!
Like, what?
I
No,
hate it
he
when
is.
what? Just let
See,
let the other kids believe in
That
Santa.
would be the issue. Like, if I do tell my kids right from the get go he's not real, like they'll go into schools and be like, no, he's not real.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess it's like you have to kind of teach them to also like respect people's beliefs.
yeah,
as
no,
well.
exactly. Oh,
Sometimes-
Oliver had a funny story that I'm going to say on his behalf again.
Okay.
About, I think it was a family member or something. I don't know, or like cousins or something. How one year for Christmas, the parents got like the whole like set of 3 kids nothing. Just nothing because they were bad all year.
Oh, not even coal.
They got nothing
Oh,
because they lacked in house chores or something like that.
oh.
That's so
How
good.
crazy is that?
That's so funny.
That's emotionally like traumatic.
That is like, yeah, it's like you've been bad. That's like
Like, that does
I-
the job.
Don't even get me started on like branding children as bad. Like, for one thing, I think it's just terrible that like.
No, this was like preteens and mid-teens.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
still,
Not
it's like
kids. Yeah.
it's like I feel like if as a child and even early into your early 20s or whatever, it's like it's very damaging to just be like, hey, you're bad, or like, or because it's like you start to go into that fact or like think that it's a fact, and you start like just behaving that way. It's like it's like broken window theory, but for your soul, which is like it's not. It's like it's. I don't think children can be inherently bad. But then this goes into.
I've seen some
Simpson.
Criminal Minds episodes.
This
where
is
they
like-
kill people.
This is like philosophy or something.
Yeah.
Of like, can that which does not know things be bad or good, or develop the necessary like cortex function?
Those that
Because
can
like a lot
do-
of children growing up are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Like, or like they have like sociopathic tendencies, and they just have to kind of develop out of those.
How'd you get to this from Christmas?
We were
Oh,
talking
from
about
bad.
Santa
The bad
not
kids,
being
yeah.
real. Yeah, bad.
Um,
Should we jump back into the
yes,
episode?
get the episode. What, like
So
40 minutes in?
the gang walk across the beach, and they see
Drinks.
Jynx.
With a shoe.
Yeah, with a boot.
holding a boot.
Yeah.
Who, which
Reminded me of that Christmas campaign we did with Santa Claus
Yeah.
yes.
last
Fun.
year.
That was really good. Frosty was great.
Yeah.
And then so Jynx is just standing there, and it like they get Dexter out.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Dexter. And then and then Pikachu goes to charge at it because Ash just wants to catch them all, I suppose, sometimes.
Mhm.
And it basically kisses Pikachu to death.
Big smooch. We learned that.
Lovely kiss.
Yeah, we learned that Jinx's signature move is Lovely Kiss, which confuses the target, which it does do with Pikachu. Then Ash is like, go Charmander.
Yeah.
Sent the Charmander, have a little bit of a battle, and then Ash
Tries to
eventually
catch
was
it.
like, okay, go Pokeball, catch Jinx. And then the Pokeball hits Jinx, and we have this weird little thing.
Oh, I thought Jynx used the boot to deflect.
I use the boot.
I think it
Ah,
uses-
there we
deflect
go.
the ball, yeah.
And then it has a weird effect, and then Misty says, I guess Jinx is owned by somebody else.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
maybe it's the person who owns the boot.
so then they try and figure out, and Jinx comes up to them and uses its prehensile hair and taps into everyone's minds,
That's cool.
That's
which is like
disgusting.
I was like, was I watching Avatar?
That's like
I love it.
hive mindy type
Yeah, it's
stuff.
so cool.
I didn't like it. And then it shows them that it was like
On an
what,
iceberg.
polishing Santa's boots.
Yeah, on the edge of an iceberg.
And then the iceberg got the ice. Sorry, the ice broke and it got
The ice
drifted
caps
off.
will be melting.
Yeah.
Drifted
It's
up.
a statement on global
I
warming.
love an elf. That's how he leaves the North Pole. He like jumps on like a thing of ice, and he just starts like gliding.
I've never
down.
seen Elf.
What? Elf
Yeah.
is so good. Classic Will Ferrell.
Directed
It's like
by Jon Favreau.
yeah, it's like
I just
Who did
I've
Chef?
never.
and like the original Iron Man.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
Chef.
Oh, cool.
It's like classic like Will Ferrell.
I have to watch that at some point.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And then so Jinx just ended up on this beach,
Tropical
and
Beach.
how do we know it's Santa's boot? Of course, because it has his picture.
Of course, everyone's shoe has their picture
Has their
on it.
embroidered face
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
within it to shoe.
And so they're like, "Oh, we got to get in there, get Jinx back to Santa."
We gotta go
So
to the North Pole.
yeah, they go to the North Pole.
So, is it to get Jinx back to Santa or to get Santa's boot back?
Or are they? Do they
guess
want to
both.
meet Santa?
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
And
So they build a raft.
They build a raft, and at first
They're
they get
like, let's swim.
yeah, they're send out their Pokemon, which I think is crazy to go from a tropical climate to the North Pole.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
theoretically, thinking about it, the North Pole's at the top here, and then the next closest continent is Europe. You have no tropical climates in Europe. You have to go to either like Africa or South America, which is way out of the way.
Yeah, it's very far away.
So they would have been on a raft.
Yeah.
For
I guess, like,
6 months.
yeah, and then they use. I love how she brings out Psyduck,
Yeah.
and then Psyduck just stands on the
He's
raft.
like, sigh.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Well,
it's
Missy's
okay.
like,
You
"It's
can
okay."
just
You can just hang out.
hang out on
Yeah.
the raft and be more add more weight to the raft.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, put him back. Actually, but Pokemon don't retain their weight in the balls,
It's
right?
yeah.
I
don't
really,
think
I
so.
really enjoy the fact that Misty Psyduck can't swim.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's
I've
legit.
met
It's a
Ken
legit
and
thing. It can learn surf in the games,
But
but
this
specifically
one.
Misty's one can't swim.
Yeah.
It's good character
It's
choice.
it's really good character choice.
It's
Psyduck's the best character.
I
in
think
the
it's
show.
just like to show off their Pokemon, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen Psyduck this
yeah,
episode.
well, you didn't see him last episode either.
Yeah.
The last one we reviewed.
It is. I think it's because it was like a Christmas episode. They wanted to like have
whole
everyone
gang.
out. It's like
Yes, so once the Pokemon get tired, Ash is like, "Well, I guess it's up to me," and he strips. Where it probably they've been going for a while, so I can assume it's getting cold.
Oh yeah,
And Ash just goes in his boxes.
yeah.
crazy man.
I don't know how he
Set
was
swimming.
expecting to pull a raft full of people
A 10-year-old.
as a 10-year-old
Yeah,
just
10.
by doing like the what is it,
The front crawl,
freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But basically he tires out and he sinks, or there are
Yeah,
waves or something.
I think a wave comes and he
Yeah.
starts drowning.
yeah.
And then the
sea
space
vagina
vagina,
comes.
the
Yeah.
sea vagina, literally just opens up this black void of a.
So-
You think we're joking? It pretty much is.
it looks like imagine a black hole vagina.
Yeah, it just kind of
Sea
opens
vagina.
up, and then I don't even know. Like, how does that even? What was Lapras even doing? How does the Lapras come out of that thing? Was
Teleport.
it like teleporting?
Yeah, I guess. I thought it was originally because I didn't know Lapras was coming. Because I think you hear the voice
You
before
hear
you,
the voice
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
before you see the sea vagina.
I think because
I
like,
thought it was Jynx.
Yeah, Ash is swimming and he's
Yeah.
starting to get tired. Like, go be close, and you hear a voice saying you're close,
Yeah, you're heading
which
in the right
we all
direction.
assumed would be Jynx.
Do you know if this episode had come out in Gen 2, I think it would have been a Lugia.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Mm.
because Lugia kind of
Is that the flying one, right? The big
yeah,
fly.
the silver,
Flying psychic.
because it's psychic and it lives at the bottom of the
Yeah.
ocean, and I reckon it would be like a cool thing. But it's interesting how we also have this Lapras that can talk.
Yes, it's the
Yes.
first talking Pokemon we've had since Meowth. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really talk. It
It's
uses
telepathy,
and it Dexter says it can understand
human emotions,
human language.
Yeah, Lapras is awesome.
Yeah,
It's such a good Pokemon.
this seems like a really old Lapras.
yes,
Because we see other Laprases in the
we
future,
sure do.
but they don't talk or have that
Mhm.
telepathy.
Well, this one's also best mates with Santa. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's got like some of that Santa magic.
Yeah,
Do you
it
think?
seems
Santa
like a very
sent-
ancient Lapras.
Santa sent this Lapras on a mission to find Jynx
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we cut to Santa a bit later, and he's like, "How can I possibly deliver all these presents without my boot?"
You would think in the time you would just get another shoe.
He's got like all these Jynx working with her. He's probably got like handyman experience.
Like, guys, seriously, I
Can they
have
not
one
afford
shoe.
another shoe?
They build toys. Build another shoe.
Maybe it's like a magic shoe.
A magic.
But the art of Lapras, like when we see that it first appears from the front on, it looks really derpy. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed, but yeah, it's like
Strange animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Lapras that's been talking to Ash.
Yeah, and it says like it's been watching them for some time.
Time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this Lapras was probably just like
Just
waiting
chilling
for
out.
Ash to drown
Yeah.
to save them. Yeah.
Because that's how it knew that like Ash was going to be a good person, so it could reveal where they were. And then we cut to Team Rocket and the Gyarados sub,
Yes.
who have been like following the gang
them
and the
along.
Jinx.
Team Rocket.
And then-
Rocket.
And they're just planning things, but so eventually they tie the raft to Lapras,
Yeah, and
and that
Lapras
helps
boosts
them.
Ash is riding the Lapras.
And then Team Rocket are like, crap, we got to speed up, so they start going really, really, really fast.
And they're getting rained on at one point.
Yeah, they're getting rained on. And Ash
Which
is like, this
they
is
seem to
awesome.
enjoy.
I love the animation of the rain.
Yeah.
And when it hits
Yeah.
the bodies, it's just like a kind of fraying
It gets really
Very
cold.
well
around,
done.
around the bodies. It's really cool.
And then they like suffer they almost
Hypothermia.
suffer
Hypothermia.
Hypothermia,
Because
yeah.
it gets really cold.
They're
Ash
hugging
is like,
around Jinx.
Jinx's hair.
Ash is all about, I can handle the cold.
Yeah, I'm big
And
and
then
tough.
the next scene, he's shivering, cuddled with Brock.
And Jinx.
Yeah.
So that's cold.
So just as they're about to reach Santa's like cave of wonders, Team Rocket interrupt,
Yeah.
and they promptly get first they're cold immediately.
No, I think they're tired, aren't they?
No, they're cold.
Yeah.
They're
they're cold
out doing
and
the
tired,
motto
I
and the
thought.
cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Meowth is just
Classic
back in the
Christmas.
sub,
Yeah.
nestling in a tonkatsu, which is like a short table with like a blanket in it, which they can become like heated in electric blankets and stuff.
Cool.
But like, yeah, it's because Japanese homes usually have very bad
Insulation.
insulation, and there are lots of droughts and stuff. So it's just more viable to have a blanket like hanging from a table, covering a table, so you can kind of just nestle yourself in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Meowth gets the easy job.
Yeah, he does.
And so, yeah, they're shivering and stuff. And they want to capture the Jinx because it's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then
Jesse's
a
belief
bunch
that
of
Santa Claus-
eventually a bunch of other Jinx come out. It's like there's a lot of Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
That's
once
later on, though.
yeah they steal they manage to fire a missile at them,
Yeah.
and then while everyone's like freaking out about the missile, which eventually turns out to be a net,
Net.
they steal Jinx,
Yeah.
and then they run off into the Santa's workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoy like Santa's little island here. I said it as a,
I thought it was pretty. I was like,
yeah, it reminded me of like Superman's home, not Krypton itself, but
oh, his hideout.
yeah, his hideout was
His-
this
what's-
Hall of Justice,
Cave of Solitude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
there
right.
we go.
Cave of Solitude.
It's really cool.
Poor
That's my
guy,
favorite.
poor Superman.
But yeah, it's like
Why?
'Cause
I
he's
was-
alone.
at this point, I was still not expecting Santa to appear.
Yeah.
I still wasn't
Yeah?
100%
Were you
sure.
expecting like a Pokemon?
I
or
thought it was
something?
going to be Jinx.
Yeah,
Like a bigger Jinx.
Or just a Jinx.
Yeah.
Or Jinx's.
in a Santa
Jinx
hat.
eye.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we actually see
Donks.
Santa, and that's when he complains about his boots.
Yeah.
And then,
Who knows for how long he's been just with one shoe?
yeah, well, ages, right?
Just like hopping around.
Surely he has like a frostbite.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
then TR show up and with the Jinx, and Santa's like, "Oh, you found my Jinx," and I'm like, "Wouldn't Santa, this man who purposely puts himself in the North Pole to do his work and only comes out at night, be freaking out that these like mortals have have his Jinx and rope and have somehow found his workshop?"
What if he's that
Yeah.
magical that he knew it was going to happen? The true saint.
Because he can obviously sense where people are, right? That's
yeah.
how he delivers presents.
If you stand still.
But they
you
don't
can't
believe
see.
in him, so maybe he can't sense their
That's
presence.
true. Yes, because we've learned that Jesse doesn't believe in him, of course, for obvious reasons, and the other two don't. Which is why, so we get some dialogue, and then Jesse's like, "You stole my doll," and then
Yeah.
Santa says, "No, we took it to repair it and bring it back to you next year, but you weren't there."
'Cause
Well, it's
they
the
didn't
next
believe.
day, right? Or the next night.
It was the next Christmas.
The
I
next
think.
Christmas.
No, it was the next.
No, it was the
Ah.
next
Because it was on
Christmas.
Christmas Eve, Jesse, and then they were going to return it, but then by that point she had forgotten. She had stopped believing.
stopped believing.
So then
and
they couldn't
Santa
come back.
can't interact
connection
with
wasn't
people
there.
if he
Which I
doesn't
was
believe.
like, this is why Santa doesn't. Well, he shouldn't steal toys, because it's just like it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was really like, I guess you're not meant to see that Santa steals toys because, like, kids lose toys all the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that goes to show, because wasn't Jesse like, was that Jesse's room or was that the living room? Or
It was
something?
her
I
room.
think
She
it
was
was
in
her
bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah, why did? Yeah, why? Who is it? I guess people.
Fireplaces.
Fireplaces.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like how you got it from this
Yeah,
gesture.
you have a fireplace in your
No,
room.
Teak has it.
Oh yeah, but that's the lounge. That's like because it's normally a lounge. It used to be a
Yeah.
lounge room.
Is that one? Oh, there's one in your room as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Dana has one as well.
Really? Oh, look at that. That's
There's
right.
three fireplaces.
Like
That's
an
crazy.
old townhouse type of
Jesus.
thing. They're all
Like-
covered up now, don't they? They don't.
I
Yeah,
guess it's-
they're all blocked.
That's
But,
a shame.
yeah. So
So they kidnap Santa Claus and they steal all the presents.
Yeah. And then then that's when they figure out that the toy was done, and Jesse's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
But that doesn't change
And you
anything.
think think they're gonna give all the presents
Yeah.
back, and then Jesse's like, "No."
She's like, well, I'm still stealing all the presents.
Mm.
really turned heel.
Yeah.
And then there's like a sick. Doesn't Lapras like freeze the whole Gyarados sub?
Well, they get they fight and then Team Rocket get away, but then Gyarados, wasn't it
Lapras.
Jinx?
I think.
That's
Oh yeah, it's the
after.
Jinx. Yeah.
No, Lapras.
Oh right,
freezes
Lapras
it
freezes
first,
him,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
Ash thaws him out
Pulls
with
him out with
Charmander.
Charmander.
and then they're running away, and then Santa like gets all of his Jinx in a row.
Yeah. And then they use Psywave. They all use Psywave,
It's
and
like a
they pick
mass
up
Psywave.
the sub, bring it over to the land, tip it upside down to the mouth is
They
facing
keep,
the
like,
ground,
shaking
and
it.
shake it out so all the toys fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not gonna break any.
And so the day is saved
yeah, and they say,
thanks to the Ash trio.
and then it cuts to
Blackface Jinx.
Santa gives them all of their presents. Oh, he uses a ponytail.
He does use a ponytail as a reindeer.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's like I don't know why they included the line, but he says no reindeer, and then whips his ponytail
Yeah.
and flies.
If this was Gen 2, they'd
Yeah,
be Stantler.
They'd be Stantler. All of us said straight after. He was like, "Why is there no reindeer Pokemon?" I was like, "Stantler."
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Or Deerling,
He's
even.
in a foul mood.
So then and then
Oh,
the
Winter Source Bar.
episode finishes on the Team Rocket trio sleeping in that same bed, all waiting for Santa, and then a Jinx comes down and gives them a big kiss,
Aw.
and that's how
Because they believe in Santa again.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
how the episode finishes.
Yeah. And do you know what presents that they got for Christmas, like the
No.
trio?
Do you know?
Because it's never mentioned at all.
No.
I would say, do you want to guess at all?
I didn't know they would get. I don't even like. Ash maybe got like a cool Pokeball.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Brock maybe got like some breeding gear.
Yeah.
Maybe Misty got a water pistol,
Yeah. I
And
would
then-
say that.
and then maybe Pikachu got like a battery. What do you guys think?
What would it use the battery for, Logan?
I don't know. Like
To
he's
charge
he's
itself?
electric. Yeah.
Where does the battery go?
Maybe he just rubs himself
rubs
with
against
it
his
every
cheeks.
so often.
Do you think it enjoys that?
Maybe.
We know he enjoys getting his cheeks rubbed from that episode
Who
where,
doesn't?
where he's like having like a good time when that person's massaging
think-
his
yeah.
cheeks.
I think Ash would have got a really cool Pokemon toy.
Oh.
Because Misty's a girl, she probably would have got like a makeup set, which is bullshit. Brock would have got
A rock.
Yeah, Brock would have got a rock. Yeah. An Everstone for his breeding. So they all have the same ability, nature.
Cool.
And Pikachu would have got like ketchup, which
Yeah,
will be
I can see
a
that.
throwback for in a future
A
episode.
throw thought forward.
Yeah, a throw forward for a future episode.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I think Ash would have gotten maybe like some like, I don't know, like socks or underwear.
Oh yeah, classic.
Oh, 'cause that's what his mum said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute. Or maybe some more pink rubber gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe Misty would have gotten like, I don't know, like I don't know, like maybe a Christmassy hat or something.
Fun.
Purple hair dye.
And Brock maybe like
Some boots.
deodorant.
Oh, yeah, deodorant.
Link's Africa.
Hat, a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
So-
sunglasses.
But that is the Christmas episode, Holy Hijinks.
I enjoyed it. It was
yeah.
fun. It was just like, you know, it was
Yeah,
just
give
like
us
a
your
fun
final thoughts.
adventure episode.
Yeah.
It's fun. Now Santa is canon to the Pokemon
Santa
universe.
is in the
Santa
Pokemon
exists,
universe.
which is crazy. It's
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
So I guess this as well. This episode took place on Christmas Eve
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's like heading off.
Yeah, he is.
So you should all listen to it on
Exactly.
Christmas Eve.
It's despite all the rightful upset about this episode, it is an enjoyable episode.
It was wholesome.
It's
yeah.
sweet.
Jinx weren't. Well, I mean, besides its
It's
design,
appearance.
it-
It's not. It's not.
not too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it raises like inherent questions about how elves and like why they're like Santa's minions and how
Yeah.
that works. But
It, capitalism.
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, like it's at times uncomfortable to watch when you just remember like Jinx.
Yeah.
But it's a sweet Christmas episode, which all good shows always have a fun Christmas.
Christmas
episode.
Special is fun because it just takes the characters outside of their normal.
Yeah, it feels non-canon.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah,
do.
it does. It almost does, because like
Yeah.
not too much happens.
It's like some of the best Simpsons episodes are Christmas episodes.
Yeah,
Some of the best.
it's really enjoyable. You guys got any bottom lines?
My bottom line, sometimes when people steal things from you, give them the benefit of the doubt, because maybe they're fixing it.
Well, Santa says a good line. I think I wrote it down. He says like, he's like, you can't steal Christmas.
Oh yeah, he goes, Christmas belongs to everyone. Yeah.
That's a nice Santa bottom line for you.
Yeah, Christmas belongs to everyone. Yeah.
You get a Christmas. You get a Christmas.
And all of you Dexters, you get a Christmas.
You
Or
do.
the Hanukkah or whatever.
Or
it
a
is
non,
you
or
celebrate.
just a good time
You
where
get a
everything's
nice-
closed.
You get a nice holiday.
Yeah, you get a time off.
So
Let's
for-
normalize not celebrating Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah. And
For the Christmas episode. It's like,
So we'll be back after Christmas.
Yeah, we
with
will be
our
taking a break.
normal Pokemon episodes, and then slowly building up to our
Fringe show.
Fringe show for the
Yeah,
live, where
yeah.
we're doing the movie.
As well as
Um,
that, come catch, if you're in Wellington, come catch our other Fringe shows that
Yeah.
we're doing theatre.
So me and
related.
Dennis are doing a show called Table.
And I'm doing a show called You Meet in a Tavern.
Yeah. And
And-
Oliver's doing a show called
One-way ticket to Mars.
There we go.
So check those out.
Yeah, go for it.
If you're listening
wouldn't.
during the day, I hope you had the good rest of your day. If you're listening in the evening,
Have a good Christmas.
have a good Christmas.
And yeah, if you're listening during Christmas, have a good Christmas.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Dexters. Have Merry Holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Enjoy your
Ho
drive
ho
home for
ho!
Christmas.
It's the most
Wonderful
wonderful time of the
year.
year.
That's It's
the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, Christmas.
2021.
Oh, thank fuck.
And a happy new year.
Christmas.
Dexperience. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes too.
Dexperience.
Digimon.
Dexperience. If you're watching during the day, have a good day.
Dexperience.
Have a good night.
Dexperience.
Live your dreams.
Dexperience.
Everything you could want.
Dexperience.
Everything that you need.
Dexperience.